So the first part of washing your bike is you're going to have to clean the dirtiest parts, the chain, the wheels. So we're going to start with the chain, using a chain cleaner. So it's just trying to get into all the nooks and crannies of the chain, making sure it's all got all the grit and dirt off the chain. And we'll go into the other part of the chain here. It's just about cleaning the chain and getting all the dirt off. So yeah, start with the dirtiest parts of the bike and then work your way up. So also when you're doing your chain, you want to check the tension of the chain as well, make sure it's in good condition, making sure everything looks right, there's no damage to the chain. Just normal maintenance, part of the cleaning process is just keeping an eye on everything on the bike as well. So I recommend putting something in the exhaust to stop water getting in there. So we're just going to put a cloth or like a type of microfiber cloth in there just to stop any water getting in the exhaust. You can buy exhaust plugs for these as well, but this will actually do for the job that we're going to do today. So we're going to start with the wheels first. We're going to always start the dirty parts of the bike. So we start with the chain and we're going to go on to the wheels now. So we've got in here built hammer, auto foam, probably one of the best all-round products to clean the whole bike. You won't need any other products, just use this product on the wheels, the body, everywhere. But we're going to start with the wheels first. So just go in with some snow foam on top of the wheel just to give it a bit more dwell time, and obviously for the contact wash we've got a bit more foam in there. So using built hand but auto foam again in the foamer. And we're just going to pump it up and just get some foam in the wheels. So I've got a few different brushes that you can use for the wheels. You've got wheel brushes, another brush type like this, or a detailing brush. I find this brush is probably one of the best you can get on the tyres. Probably give them a good scrub. Then you can get inside the rim as well. Make sure you clean all the wheels properly. You can also, if you wanted to, use a brush like this. And then also get into all the gaps. These wheels are quite easy to clean on this bike, so you don't need too much of a type of brush like that. You can literally just get away with this sort of a brush. And also you can use a detailing brush just to get into all the gaps. So the wheels have been done, as you'd have seen before. So what you want to do now is, before you go on to the next stage, just inspect the wheels, make sure there's no tar or anything on the wheels. These wheels are in good condition, so there's no tar on them. But if they did, you could use a tar remover to remove any tar and fallout. But obviously this bike's well maintained and it's got a protection layer on it, so that's fine. And then just inspect the wheels. Now, if you don't have a stand like this, you could just move the bike forward and clean the wheels as you move it forward. So you don't actually need that as part of the clean, but if you've got one, obviously it comes in handy. As you can see with us, you can move the wheels around. It's easy to turn the wheel with a paddock stand, but if you haven't got one, then you can just move the bike forward as you're washing the bike. So next part is obviously the contact wash of the whole bike. Now we're going to be using built hand but auto foam again. As I was saying before, it's an all-round purpose cleaner. You can use it everywhere and it's perfect for bikes, cars, everything. And we're basically just going to go all round on the bike, make sure everything's covered under the number plates, around the bike. But also what we're going to do after is top it with the snow foam of the auto foam again, but snow foam form in the snow foam cannon. This will give it a longer dwell time, better contact clean, so then when you do your final contact clean, there's hardly any dirt on the bike to minimize scratching or marking the bike. So we're just going to go over with that. So now we're going to obviously top the built handbar auto foam with another bit of auto foam. It's actually in the snow foam cannon now, so it's going to give it a nice covering of snow foam. Using the MJJC, so probably the best foam cannon on the market. And we're going to cover it and let it dwell for a bit, and then we're going to rinse it all off. So let's get on and snow foam it. So yeah, the pre-wash is the most important part of the wash in my opinion, because it gets rid of all that dirt. And then we're going to obviously wash it off with the pressure washer. Now with pressure washer on the motorbike, you want to stay a bit further away than you would with a car, because obviously got some delicate areas like around the electrical parts of the bike. So just try and get all that off, and then we're going to go with the contact wash. But yeah, this it's obviously taken a lot of dirt off the bike, so this should be now, when we do the contact wash, I'd say 99.5% of the dirt's going to be gone. So yeah, we're going to do that and then get on with the contact wash after. So now we're on to the contact wash. Now we're using the MJJC foam cannon again, and we're going to be having a shampoo in here. So it's an auto glim shampoo, and we're going to be topping it, the whole bike with it. So not a snow foam, but a shampoo. And then we're going to go in with the contact wash. Now we're going to use 1 bucket for this, because we are using it through the cannon. Now if you want to use a 2 bucket method, you can, whichever way you like to wash the bike is safe that way. But I quite like using it through a foam cannon. So we're going to put it on now and see how good this bike's going to come up once we finish the wash on it. So now with the contact wash, we've got our bucket. We've also got a detailing brush for all the areas like the engine area, all the nooks and crannies to get in. But also I recommend getting a glove like this for the actual contact wash, because you can get your fingers into all the gaps. So what we're going to do is, as we're using the bucket, we're going to rinse the glove off with the pressure washer just to keep it clean. So you could use a 2 bucket method as well, but we're just going to start at the top and just get into all the gaps like here with your finger. And just work your way around the bike from the top, and then work your way down to the bottom, and then we can go with the detailing brushing after. So done the contact wash now, so we're going to add a bit of protection. So you can either do this at the end stage, where you could wax the bike if you wanted to once you've dried it, or you can add a type of protection like this, which is the Polo Seal from Auto Glim, and it gives it about a couple of months protection, gives it a nice bit of water beading and protects it from all the weathers. So we're going to spray that on, and then we're going to dry the bike off. So next part is obviously drying the bike. Now I recommend getting yourself a blower like this, because it's very good for doing in all the gaps and nooks and crannies. It pulls all the water out, so it's especially designed for bikes, cars, that sort of thing. If you haven't got one of them, if you've got a leaf blower or something similar like a leaf blower or a cordless leaf blower, this will do the same sort of job. And obviously if you haven't got either, you can still use a microfiber cloth. I recommend going over with a quick detail as you're drying it, and then obviously drying the bike off. But what I'm going to do today is use this one, and then afterwards we're going to go over with this one, just to give it a final wipe over. So now that we've done the bike with the dryer, we're going to go in with the microfiber cloth and a detailing spray. So what I'll do is I'll just fold the cloth a little bit and just get some spray on the cloth so it's not dry. You want to try and get it a little bit damp so it's not totally dry. And we're just going to go in around the parts you've done and just give it a final draft, because you will get some drips. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to start the bike up and just let the final parts of the bike drip off, because what you'll find is a lot of the water will be stuck in the engine parts that you can't get to. But by starting the bike up and letting it warm up, you'll dry off all the excess water. So that's what we're going to do next. The final stage of the bike wash is to lube your chain. So once you've dried the bike, you want to lube all of the chain up, make sure it's all covered. This also gives it protection, but also stops it from damaging the chain when you're riding and that. So as you can see, just get the lube into all the gaps, as so. You may need a cloth because this may get some overspray onto the wheels, so go over with a cloth after and just make sure you haven't left any mess around the wheels and stuff like that, or on the tyre, because this could make the tyre a little bit slippery. So you want to try and get rid of all that overspray. And then you just want to spin the wheel to make sure it goes around the whole of the chain into all the sprockets inside here. So you're basically getting it on every part of the chain and on the sprockets as well. And so then obviously, like I said, just going with a cloth, clean all the wheel and any excess lube that's gone onto the wheel or tyre. And also at this stage you can check the chain, make sure there's no damage or anything like that. This is a perfect time. Obviously it's clean, you can inspect the chain properly and have a look. But looking at that, it's looking all good and clean, and that's how the chain should look after you've washed the bike. Last but not least is to get this rust blocker on. It's a clear coat one and it's a non-sticky clear film, and it's very clean application, hardly any mess. So we rate this better than most of the other products out there. So yeah, we're just going to put it onto any parts that may have rust, bolts, engine components, nuts, that type of thing. We're just going to cover anywhere where it is needed. You also can obviously wipe with a cloth after to stop any excess on the actual bike. You don't want to get it on any of the plastic trims or the fairing or the tank. You want to try and keep it to where the metal parts are. So yeah, we're just going to go around and just obviously make sure you haven't got anything dripping off of it, but this will give it a nice bit of protection to keep the bike looking fresh through summer and winter months. So around the brake bits, you want to obviously spray it onto the cloth and apply it to any part of the brake caliper, nuts and stuff like that. You do not want to spray directly onto the brakes. This could be very dangerous, so you want to try and not get any spray onto it. So the best way to do it is put it by a cloth and then just apply it like this. The bike's done, it's looking really good and fresh. You can see from the paintwork it's really shiny now. So this is just a demonstration of how to wash your motorcycle, step-by-step guide. So I'll give you some shots of the bike and what it looks like, but it's looking really good now.